Hi. So today I'm going to talk about career in quantitative risk management. In many of my previous videos, I have spoken about career in quant finance, and I've talked about how to make career in quant trading, quant research, but I've not made a very specific video about quant risk management. Although I've mentioned about it, what it is all about in various videos, so I thought of making a dedicated video on this topic. Some people have asked me about this in the comment section, so I thought of making a dedicated video on this. Okay. Now, what is quantitative risk management? As you may know that all the financial organizations, whether it is a bank or a fintech or an insurance company, they do have a risk management department. Without risk management department, you cannot even get a license from the central banks to to start your business, a banking business or insurance business. So you have to have a risk management department, a dedicated risk management departments. Now, what is then quant risk management? The thing is that most of the decision nowadays are taken based on models, and somebody who is doing the risk management activities using the models, they are the ones who are actually known as the quant risk management professionals, right? There was a distinction, actually a decade back, there was a distinction between the non-quant risk management professionals and quant risk management professionals, because even like 10, 15 years back, there used to be a lot of risk management activities without involvement of any quant related, quant models or mathematical models. That has changed quite a lot, actually. Now, risk management without models is practically impossible. Doesn't matter which area of business, which areas of banking or insurance you go into, you'll always see that the decisions are mostly driven by the model outcomes, right? Any part of business, retail banking, corporate banking, special asset management, wealth management, trading, um, right? All kinds of financing, sovereign financing, project financing, real estate financing. All these decisions on different areas of business are now taken by the models, and somebody has to manage these models. Somebody has to assess the risk associated with these models. So you first build the models, but also ensure that these models are accurate, these are good enough. There must be proper governance around the models. There must be checks around how these models are used and whether they're used properly or not. So understanding of modeling is very important for these sort of professionals. Okay, and that's called quantitative risk management, where people work in risk management. They actually deal with models on a day-to-day basis, and somebody working in that sort of a role is required to know both modeling as well as business and risk management, and must have good knowledge of regulation, the regulation in the jurisdiction where you are working in. If you're working for a European company, you must have good knowledge of the regulations set out by the European regulators such as ECB. If you're working for US banks, you must have good knowledge of regulations set out by Federal Reserve, right? So it's an interdisciplinary area, right? You need to have knowledge about mathematical modeling, computer programming. You need to be interested in learning the regulations, financial regulations. You must have some understanding of accounting, finance, and economics. And you must have some understanding of risk management in general, right? Like Basel Accords and those sort of thoughts, basic stuff, right? I think most people who have some introduction to finance must have studied these things. But the problem with this sort of when you hire people in this sort of department is that either somebody is really good in statistics and knows nothing about finance, somebody really good in programming but nothing knows about mathematical modeling of finance, and there are people who come from commerce or finance or business background. They know a lot about finance, risk management, but have never done modeling or have never written any code. So very difficult to find people who know all three of them, right? um, And it is therefore a department where I have seen, engineers working there. I have seen MA, MSc, statistics, economics graduates working there. I have seen MBA finance people working there. I have seen PhD physics, mathematics, computer science people working there. It's very interdisciplinary in nature. In order to work in quant risk management, you do not need any particular qualification, except that it's good to have a quantitative qualification, as in any science or engineering, or in social science, if you have economics, yeah, then, or business, then yeah, you will be preferred. But I have also seen people from liberal arts background also working in quant risk management. As long as they're willing to learn, I think that's still fine. You need to have a 4-year bachelor degree, that means a BTech in India, or a 5-year 3 plus 2 bachelor plus master's degree, like you have MSc or MA in India, right? But master's degree holders are a bit preferred. Let me be honest with you. But more recently, what I've seen is that more and more bachelor degree holders, like especially the tech guys, right, BTech holders in India, they're coming into quant risk management. That was not the case actually when I started out a decade back, but I think things have changed a lot. I see more engineering graduates working in this area. Okay. Um, so there are yeah. So what is the type of work, right? It's interesting to know, right? So it's a definitely a quant role. So you need to be doing a lot of modeling work, but it also requires you to communicate with a lot of stakeholders who are not quant per se. Unlike the software development, where you have a business analyst to talk to, and he's going to talk to the yeah, the business folks, or you have a product manager who is going to talk to the business folks. He will tell you what exactly to write, and you as a developer, you just write your code. That's not the case in quant risk management. You will be doing end to end. So you will be the business analyst, you will be the developer, you will be the technical guy, you will be the business or functional guy. You need to do both, right? So that's a very interesting aspect of quant risk management. It could involve a lot of things, model development. It could, for capital, regulatory capital, or provision related. You could also do stress testing, model monitoring, validation of models. You have dedicated departments doing monitoring, validation, doing stress testing, model audit, governance related activities. So there are variety of, some are more quantitative. For example, developing models is very quantitative, whereas doing model audit is less quantitative. It's more about people who are from audit accounting background doing audit model audit work. Similarly, model monitoring is somewhat less technical compared to model development. And governance part, model governance is much less technical. It's more about the managerial aspect of use of models, right? Model control is also one such role, which is much less technical again. But in all these roles, you are supposed to have good understanding of models, right? Some are more quant heavy, some are less quant heavy. So depending on which area will be working, you can switch between these roles also. You don't have to work in one area for for the entire career. You can switch between those, and it is there in various areas of risk management. It's not just in one area. You have credit risk management, operational risk management, market risk management, liquidity, interest rate risk management, you know model risk management. Okay, so the many areas of risk management where you can find. The good thing about this role is that the entry barrier is less. That means you can easily enter into this area, unlike in quant research, quant trading, sort of a quant career. It's easier to enter quant risk management because, first of all, the number of people who actually get hired in this area is more compared to other areas of quant. Banks and insurance company, they hire a lot of quant, so that really helps because it's easier. The entry barrier is low, um, and it's also good for long term. As in, unlike in quant research and quant trading, where it's very difficult to switch to a different career after about 10 15 years. Whereas in quant risk management, after you work for 10 15 years, you could also work in the front office area. You could become a you know a big four, a director or a partner in a big four consulting firm, right? So these so the opportunities are actually quite good. And career after age of 40s is always a problem in many areas. For example, in IT and tech world, it's difficult, right? But in quant risk management, actually, a career after 40 is actually reasonably good. Actually, what I have seen, you can continue working even beyond 50. It's very difficult to replace someone with so much of knowledge of financial products, mathematical models, have understanding of tech, and have spoken to regulators and spoken to auditors and done everything. It's very difficult to replace someone like them, right? Unlike in the tech side, because things change so much, that's less of a concern here, right? So mid-career opportunities are quite good in my view. So who are the companies that hire? Well, all the big banks hire, US banks, European banks. They hire in large numbers, hundreds every year. And insurance companies too, fintechs nowadays, especially those ones who are regulated. Even the smaller fintechs now are being regulated quite heavily nowadays for their expected loss calculations and for accounting related purposes. They hire a lot of quant risk management professionals. Chances of automation, well, AI is going to replace a lot of things, but I don't think in regulatory area AI will have a lot of impact, simply because regulators will not agree to that. Again, that's what I'm forecasting, but I may not be true. But I see, uh, I do see there will be some changes, some impact, but not as much as you will see in many other areas, less regulatory area. Regulatory challenges are always huge in the field of finance, so chances are less. Um, Beside banks and insurance companies, you could also work in consulting firms. They hire large numbers, like UI, KPMG, PwC, and even IT firms like TCS, Infosys. They hire quant risk management professionals. They have a lot of clients, so a lot of banking clients. In fact, that I think 50%, almost 50% of India's outsourcing in the tech sector, especially the big ones, is from the banking and financial world, and they'll need a lot of risk and compliance professionals. And you need modelers there and people having some knowledge of modeling. And by the way, they pay much better than they pay the engineers. um, much better, I think, much higher than that. So if you are a quant risk management performance working for TCS or Accenture, you probably will be making much more than an average developer or average tester in working in that company. Okay. Even the management consulting firms like McKinsey and BCG and Bain, even they do hire quant risk management professionals. And there are many boutique consulting, analytics consulting firms. They hire quant risk management professionals as well, such as Fractal or Mu Sigma in India. Such firms, FICO, for example, rating agencies, they do hire quant risk management professionals. So asset management firms, even the non-banking world, they do hire quant risk management professional, less in number, but they still do hire. But chunk of, I think, majority of the jobs are in the big banks, big organizations like JP Morgan, Citi, and Morgan Stanley. These companies, they do hire, and consulting firms. Okay. If you want to learn more about it, let me know. You can write to me, you can contact me, or you can ask question in the comment section, right? If you want to know more, if you want to learn quant risk management, I do have a quant finance certification, or in a course. I have introduced that a couple of times already on this channel. That covers quite a lot of things related to quant risk management, whether it's related to credit risk model development, market risk model development, model validation, stress testing, understanding of regulations, understanding of risk management, understanding of financial products. On all these things are covered in the course, so do let me know if you're interested. Thanks for watching, and see you in another video.